Welcome back, everybody. This is the Renegade Fight. As we know, the last episode we was telling you about the Honors Week, Florida State Honors Week, and today we'll kick off Honors Week talking about Florida State, Florida State Legends, Florida State former players, Florida State culture, far as how it was built, far as the football team, how it got started. And each episode will be just a little bit different. And what we're doing is we're honoring the former football players that helped put a stamp on Florida State and the success of Florida State being who it was, and what it is today. These players help build the foundation on getting Florida State to what Florida State is today, which is a winning tradition. And we have 6 days of honoring Florida State and Florida State former players uh, and people that have put the foundation down, laid the foundation down. And we'll get right into it. And just to let you know, Manny found his shoe and he'll be putting it back on a little bit later on today. Uh, so to get into Honors Week, we'll kick it off like this. Wide receiver, Fred Biletnikoff. Fred Biletnikoff was a wide receiver for the Florida State Seminoles from 1962 to 1964. Um, Fred Biletnikoff, who we all know when you follow college football, he has one of the most major awards that goes to the best receiver in college football. This award is presented to the best receiver in college football every single year, which is called the Fred Biletnikoff Award. Fred Biletnikoff was a stable man. He was a awesome football player on the football field. He carried himself upright, carried himself with pride, playing the game the right way. And to honor him uh, with the Fred Biletnikoff Award for Best Receiver was an awesome honor. I just really learned some years ago, maybe about 11 years ago, that Fred Biletnikoff was a wide receiver for the Seminoles. And I guess, seeing that he played from 1962 to 64, way before my time, it is kind of, yeah, you would not know that. But after going down through the history and reading and everything, I knew about the award, and I look forward to the award every year. But to know that Fred Biletnikoff is a Nole really makes me more excited than what I was before. So Fred Biletnikoff, wide receiver. Next up, we have wide receiver Marvin Snoop Menace. Uh, Snoop Menace, as the teammates called him during his playing days, uh, was a receiver for the Florida State Seminoles from 1997 to 2000. He is a national champion there at Florida State. In 1999, uh, that's when he helped win the national championship on the 99 team. Snoop was a great route runner, as we know. He was a great pass catcher, and he was a leader on and off the football field. Snoop Menace, I remember watching him play. As you know, I've been a fan since 1996. So to see Snoop Menace in 97 to 2000, I was just really learning about Florida State and why I become a fan. And to watch Snoop Menace on that football field, wow, he was what you call an eye popper. He would keep you glued to the screen. He would keep you glued to the field watching to see what he would do offensively to be great in what he is supposed to be doing. Snoop Menace is one of those people, leader off the field, leader on the field, stayed in the classroom, stayed in the meeting rooms, watched film, done what he could to be one of the best. And Marvin Snoop Menace from 1997 to 2000 was a Florida State Seminole. Next up, we have kicker Sebastian Janikowski. He served as well from 1997 to 1999. He is one of the most greatest kickers of Florida State's history in college football. I remember too watching Sebastian Janikowski from the 97 to 99. Uh, he also is a national champion. Sebastian Janikowski was one of those kickers that he could kick the ball from anywhere on the football field. During kickoffs, whenever we kicked the ball off, you can almost guarantee that it was going out of the other end of the end zone for a touchback. Not only that, Sebastian Janikowski was also an awesome field goal kicker. Uh, it doesn't matter where you put the ball at on the football field, from close range far to far range. Uh, Sebastian Janikowski could kick the football and it go through the upright. Now, some was close and hit the crossbar to go in. Uh, some looked like it was going to miss, and sometimes he may have missed just a little bit. But I want to say 90 to 95% of the time, if Sebastian Janikowski put his foot on the football, the ball was going through the upright. Also with Sebastian Janikowski, a lot people may not realize or knew that he also went on to the NFL and played for the I want to say it was the Oakland Raiders at the time. But he did go to the NFL, got drafted, and went to the Raiders. And he had a awesome career at Florida State. And that also makes him one of the greats in Florida State history. Next up, we have defensive end Andre Wadsworth. Wadsworth is an All-American at Florida State. He played at Florida State from 1995 to 1997. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1997. I remember watching Andre Wadsworth as well. Um, from 96 to 97, just learning about him as well. He was a big guy. I want to say he was about 6'4", 6'5". He was real big, real heavy, strong. Uh, Whenever they would warm up, Florida State would warm up, and when I see him on the football field, I see that he took up most of the screen because he was just so big and powerful. And it was like, wow, am I looking at the Incredible Hulk? When he put his hand in the dirt and rushed the passer, he would get sacks, tackles for loss. He was a monster amongst men. And it was like, if you come on his side, you're definitely uh, gonna be laying down on the dirt, if you will. Andre Wadsworth was one of those great players that you want to see, look forward to seeing every Saturday and every game that was played. Andre Wadsworth is one of those great players I enjoyed watching. Didn't get to see but 2 seasons of him, but I wish that I could see more seasons in a Florida State uniform with him, because he was one of the greats that I really enjoyed watching. And if I'm not mistaken, Andre Wadsworth also got drafted and went on to play for the Arizona Cardinals. Um, so Andre Wadsworth, Florida Seminole, great. Next up, we have defensive end Peter Boulware from 1993 to 1996. Peter Boulware is an ACC Player of the Year. Uh, he lived in the backfield and he sacked quarterbacks and running backs for loss of yards. I remember watching Peter Boulware in '96. He too were like Andre Wadsworth playing alongside other side of Andre Wadsworth on that defensive line. These two guys were what you call monsters amongst men. As I gave Wadsworth that same analogy, Peter Boulware was the same kind of guy. They pride themselves in making plays, being in the film room, practicing and practicing hard, asking questions on the football field about how can I get better. And these guys were just great. Peter Boulware also had a younger brother to come behind him to play for the Florida State Seminoles as well. And Peter Boulware, as we know, he played for the Baltimore Ravens. He played on that Ravens defense some after he got drafted as well. And Peter Boulware was, I tell you, he was one to watch. I enjoyed watching him for the little time that I did see him. It was a lot of times that I have to, and today as well, go back and watch just old film that would come on TV through the ACC network or any other network that I could possibly find to see just old Florida State uh, football games, just to see how great they really, really were game in and game out. And Peter Boulware, defensive end, played at Florida State from 1993 to 1996. Next up, we have linebacker Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones played under uh, the defense, on the defense with Mickey Andrews as well, from 1990 to 1992. He is arguably one of the best linebackers in the nation, winning the Butkus Award. He won the Lombardi Award, and he won the Jack Lambert Award, while his playing days at Florida State from 1990 to 1992. Now, we know that he had what we call the hit. We know about the hit. Um, and not only that, Marvin Jones, I did not get a chance to see him play because I was just a little bit too young and I wasn't watching college football at that time. Um, but Marvin Jones went on to be one of the greatest Florida State Seminole football players of all time. Marvin Jones lived up to his name, Big Hit. He would leave his area on the field, his gap on the field, playing at linebacker, and he will make a play. He will make a play, get the team riled up. Not only get the team riled up, they would be cheering on in the stadium. And when I say stadium is loud, you couldn't hear a toothpick hit the ground because the stadium is just so loud because of the defense and the players on the defense that Marvin Jones played alongside with, making big plays. And as we know, as Florida State Seminole fans, Marvin Jones has a son, Marvin Jones Jr., who is a Florida State Seminole uh, and played with the Seminoles in the 2024 season and will um, Also, played 24 season, and that legacy continues there at Florida State, where father son has played for Florida State. And last but not least, our next one that we'll be talking about is linebacker Derrick Brooks. Derrick Brooks perhaps is the most decorated linebacker in Noles history. Other players such as Andre Wadsworth, who we talked about, is shown great professionalism and success. Derrick Brooks played from 1991 to 1994. Derrick Brooks, also like Marvin Jones, they played in the same linebacking core at Florida State um, during their playing years. And Derrick Brooks, I have followed his career from the time that he left Florida State up until today. Derrick Brooks is a stand-up gentleman. Not only is he a stand-up gentleman, he is a person that uh, is passionate about football and passionate about Florida State and passionate about things that can make Florida State better and him uh, helping people. Derrick Brooks, as I said, I follow him up until today. Um, every time I see Derrick Brooks, he is the same person, nice, approachable. Derrick Brooks, as we know, went on and got drafted and went on to play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I want to say, for most, if not all of his career, winning Super Bowl back in 2000, not 2000, 2002 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he played alongside Warren Sapp, awesome football player. Derek Rondé Barber, uh, also an awesome player. Derrick Brooks also played alongside John Lynch, safety John Lynch. All of these guys are Hall of Famers that played on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team. At one time, they were coached by Tony Dungy, and he also is a Hall of Famer. Derrick Brooks is one of those guys that if I could ever meet him, I wouldn't know probably what to say, but I know I would shake his hand and say thank you for showing uh, Florida State alumni, fans, that this is the right way to carry yourself in public, and just thank him for all the work that he has done throughout his time at Florida State and coming back from time to time just to see and say thank you to the ones that helped him cross over the bridge called life. So I just encourage everyone, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us. This is RDJ. This is the Renegade Fight. And this is day one of Honors Week, Florida State Seminole Greats. See you soon. Go Noles.